So here's an update that should honestly scare the shit out of all of us. You all know that Trump on the campaign trail half the time would pretend like he's anti-war. He would say stuff like, Liz Cheney only wants to shoot people. She only wants to shoot people. Kamala Harris is a warmonger. He would say stuff like that, and then the other half the time, he would be warmongering like crazy on the campaign trail, right? And saying, Biden's not letting Israel finish the job. He should let him finish the job. Well, now that Trump's in office, it's very clear that not only is he going to be a neocon like he was in his first term, he's raising the stakes. He's going to be an old school imperialist and colonialist. So he's looking to take 50% of all of Ukraine's natural resources from now until forever. Just old school colonialism. He's saying we're going to steal Panama, militarily invade Panama, steal it, talking about war with Mexico, saying we're going to forcibly change the border with Canada to give ourselves more land if they don't want to become the 51st state. And Greenland in particular, y'all. It's getting dark. Now, yesterday, Trump also came out and said, if Iran doesn't make a deal, we're going to bomb them. We're going to bomb them like they've never been bombed before. So he can't go a single day without threatening a war or actually bombing people like he did in Yemen, like he did in Somalia, where he took to social media after and was boasting about doing airstrikes. So, but again, with Greenland in particular, they are ramping up the rhetoric colossally. So let's start with this one here. This is from Midas Touch. Breaking. Trump tells NBC that he is committed to annexing Greenland and that a military option is not off the table. Quote, we'll get Greenland. Yeah, 100%. He added that there's a good possibility that we could do it without military force, but that I don't take anything off the table. He also at a different point said, we have to have it. We have to have it. This is dark, bro, because it's one of those things where the first time he says it, I think most people look at it and they sort of write it off. That's just Trump being Trump. He's just talking, right? It's what he does. But then he says it a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. And now we're at time number like 18. And it's time for people to come to terms with the reality that he's serious about this. In fact, he said, I'm going to send my VP and his wife to Greenland for this specific purpose. Now, when they showed up there, guess what happened? Nobody wanted to fucking talk to him. Nobody wanted to talk to him. They literally went door to door trying to find somebody who supports the U.S. and supports the U.S. taking over Greenland. They couldn't find a single person that wanted to be on camera with J.D. Vance. So what he ended up doing was getting there, got the cold shoulder, then he went to the U.S. military base and gave a fucking dark, ominous, fascist-ass speech. So go watch the whole thing. It is unhinged. But I'll play a little piece for you here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. And the president said today that we have to have Greenland. By being here today, are you also conveying that message that the U.S. is very serious in its desire to acquire Greenland?
Well, the president said we have to have Greenland, and I think that we do have to be more serious about the security of Greenland. We can't just ignore this place. We can't just ignore the president's desires, but most importantly, we can't ignore what I said earlier, which is the Russian and Chinese encroachment in Greenland. We have to do more. And what the president said in his State of the Union address, and he was very clear about this, is we respect the self-determination of the people of Greenland, but my argument again to them is I think that you'd be a lot better coming under the United States security umbrella than you have been under Denmark's security umbrella.
They don't want anything to do with us. They don't want to be the 51st state. They don't want to become part of the United States. They've made that crystal clear. And all the stuff about Russia and China and they're encroaching and we're going to have to protect them. Protect them how? You're the one talking about illegally invading them and stealing it. You're the one. What are you going to protect them from us? This is so fucking Orwellian and so completely and utterly unhinged.
What Denmark's security umbrella has meant is effectively they've passed it all off to brave Americans and hope that we would pick up the tab. We're simply saying to the people of Greenland, when the president says we've got to have Greenland, he's saying this island is not safe.
This is mafia shit. This island is not safe. It's not safe from who? From you. From you. From Trump. Again, they're trying to make it seem like, oh my God, China and Russia are on the brink of invading. I think Russia's a little busy in Ukraine right now. And what they talk about with China is like, what? They did some investment? They did some loan or something? The loan is a lot nicer than literally threatening on a weekly basis now to annex the entire fucking island illegally and occupy them Oh my God, man.
A lot of people are interested in it. A lot of people are making a play. We know that America cares about the security of this island for the sake of the people of Greenland.
You've got to be kidding me. Denmark has free healthcare. Greenland has free healthcare. The United States does not have free healthcare. And you want to bring them into a scenario where the island is administered by the people who give free healthcare versus us who don't?
Also for the sake of the national security interests of the United States of America. So our message is very...
For the sake of the national security interests of the United States of America. Let me decode this for you. We want all of Greenland's natural resources, and we want to take them. That's what we want. Also, just so everybody understands, Peter Thiel expressed interest in Greenland, and he wants to create his libertarian paradise in Greenland. So in other words, one of Trump's billionaire robber baron donors is like, hey, can you annex Greenland so it can be my fucking plaything? In fact, the person Trump picked to be the ambassador to Greenland is a Peter Thiel ally who said everything is going to plan when Trump came out and was talking about taking it. So he wants to steal a country and illegally occupy it to appease his billionaire donors who want to steal the natural resources for their own profit, for their own wealth. And also, of course, they want to do more fucking oil drilling. That's why they want those icebreakers, right? They know climate change is happening. They're like, fuck it, YOLO, let's go get the oil that's in Greenland too. This is what we're talking about here. This is dystopian future sci-fi authoritarian bullshit.
Yes, the people of Greenland are going to have self-determination. We hope that they choose to partner with the United States because we're the only nation on earth that will respect their sovereignty and respect their security, because their security...
This is so Orwellian. Respecting their sovereignty, as the president repeatedly says, we're going to take it, we have to have it. And they say, no, we don't want you to take us. That's respecting their sovereignty. And oh, they should partner with us. They've already partnered with us. You're at a U.S. military base in Greenland. This isn't fucking subtle. If they were smarter about this and they still had this nefarious agenda, they would be like, hey, we cut a deal with them to put another 2 military bases there. We cut a deal for our own corporate interests to partake in a certain percentage of what... No, this is just, again, old school 1800 style imperialism and colonialism. Like East India Company type shit. We're going to steal you. We're going to take the island. We're going to take the minerals for ourselves. We're going to let our billionaires make this their plaything government. This is fucking crazy, bro.
It's very much our security, as these brave Americans show.
Man, look, go watch the whole thing again. It is astonishing. It is astonishing. And J.D. Vance is a totally fucking soulless, vapid, deranged, putrid cretin for, again, he was one of those people who pretended like Trump was going to be anti-war and he's pro-worker. Literally everything this administration has done has been pro-war and anti-worker. Literally all of it. Trump the other day got rid of the $15 minimum wage for federal contractors. That's something Biden put into place. He got rid of it. They are waging a war on the working class, and they're waging literal wars and threatening wars with so many different countries right now. The running count is 9 countries that they're either actively bombing or threatening to bomb or invade or steal. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, we're not done yet, though. So... look, this is one of those things where it's so insane, it's so crazy. I perhaps naively would have thought that, like, well, come on. Everybody's going to be like, hold your horses. This is crazy. Like, I talked to my mom the other day. My mom she's no lefty. She's barely even a liberal. She has a voting history where she's voted for Republicans in the past. She's voted for Democrats in the past. She's like the bellwether of like the apolitical, don't follow this stuff too closely, independent swing voter. That's what she is. I was talking to her the other day. She's like, what the fuck are they talking about with Greenland? This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. And that's somebody who's, again, not political, not deeply ideological. And she's like, this is wild, bro. I don't like this at all. Right? But I was naive and wrong for thinking, well, everybody will react like that. In terms of the voter base, almost everybody is acting like that. But the media goons and propagandists, like on Fox News, listen to what Jesse Waters said about this.
And being friendly to the world is what got us in this mess. We're not in high school. We don't need friends. Every country puts their interest first. And when our interests align, we can do business. And when they don't, that's life. If we have to burn down a few bridges with Denmark to take Greenland, we're big boys. We dropped A-bombs on Japan, and now they're our top ally in the Pacific. We may have to burn a bridge to build a big, beautiful new one to the next generation. America is not handcuffed by history.
This is so fucking disturbing. This is just so fucking... I mean, the lesson of the Holocaust was not that, hey, the Nazis are uniquely evil and bad historically. The lessons of the Holocaust were, it's actually shockingly easy to brainwash a population into being okay with the worst fucking atrocities imaginable. That's actually the lesson of the Nazis. And we're all witnessing it right now in front of our eyes. We're talking about they're just eliminating due process for not even undocumented immigrants, which would be bad enough. They're eliminating it for permanent legal residents with green cards, destroying the First Amendment, no more free speech. You can't criticize Israel, right? All this is happening right in front of our eyes. He's casually talking about, hey, we nuked Japan. That was pretty based. Of course we could just steal Greenland. And who gives a fuck if it pisses off the rest of the world? What the fuck do they matter? Like, to say that these people don't believe in international law, in human rights, to say that they, don't believe, like, they sincerely think when we commit war crimes, it's good. When we commit genocide, it's good. When we illegally occupy countries and steal them and jack the natural resources, that's good. When we do it, it's okay. When Trump does it, it's okay. This is how they think. And you can literally justify any horrors in the fucking world if that's how you think. MAGA could be beheading babies in Times Square, and they'd be like, well, he has his reasons. Like, what the fuck are we doing? All right, I got more. I wish I didn't, but I have more. Ready? Here we go.
If you're not growing, you're dying. And that's why Greenland is necessary. Do you have colleagues in the House that are against taking Greenland?
No, I don't think so. Well,
she doesn't have Republican colleagues in the House that are against taking Greenland. And look how Jesse Waters is talking about this. Could you imagine being against it? Guys, again, I'm not Pollyannish about the past, but there was a time when if this was the casual conversation that they were having on a so-called news network, it would be a scandal and they'd probably be fucking fired, right? Glenn Beck was let go for being too fucking unhinged. This is like Glenn Beck on steroids.
Actually, I take that back. I think that there's been some murmurs of people that think that it might just be messaging, but I would actually argue from a strategic standpoint, Jesse, that would actually be a great location for us, not to mention from what I gather, the people of Greenland are very much supportive of becoming potentially a U.S. territory. And so I'm supportive of it. Why would we not want to expand our message and really have people that are for the America First and pro-American ideology?
They literally don't believe in sovereignty for others. They don't believe in it for others. By the way, of course, what she's saying is factually wrong. Every poll I've seen on this disproves what she's saying. According to one poll, 85% of Greenlanders oppose becoming a part of the United States. And I believe the numbers I've seen of Greenlanders who support it, I saw a number as low as 6% support it, and every poll I've seen has them single digits supporting becoming members of the U.S. And also, by the way, Americans are against it too. The actual voters, the actual people. The overwhelming majority are looking at them like, what the fuck is this? I saw one poll, was it a little over, it was like 23 or 26% of Americans support taking it. The highest one I saw was like 33%, which, by the way, there you go. That number right there, that's the TFGs, the too far gones. Anywhere from 26 to 33% of the country, those are the types that don't ever fucking bother wasting your breath. They are your enemy. They will always be your enemy. They're never going to believe in human rights and liberty and freedom and justice and international law. Never. They're total fucking Kool-Aid drinking cult members, and you should be perfectly comfortable saying that. If you build a political strategy around trying to get that 26 to 33% in your camp, you fucked up. Write them off, son. Write them off. They're done. You go for everybody else that's not those people, because that is fucking deranged. Again, this conversation is, I hate living through history. I hate it. This shit is fucking horrible. And just think about how history will judge this moment, right? People will be fucking flabbergasted, just appalled at what we're witnessing now. And Lord only knows how bad it's going to fucking get. By the way, I got one more for you. So Ryan Grimm says, Trump is now considering stationing troops in Ecuador because a center-left party is competitive in an upcoming election. There is not a single country that they would say, we're not going to maybe invade, steal, topple, have a puppet regime. I guess you could say Saudi Arabia and Israel are our besties. They're the ones who've bought influence with Trump and MAGA. They own D.C., so those are the only ones who we let them get away with whatever the fuck they want to get away with. They both committed genocide. Saudi Arabia and Yemen, Israel and Gaza. And we're right on. Here's more money. Here's more weapons. You're our buddies. But everybody else, it's fucking open season, dog. So, like I said, we're talking about warmongering with Panama, Greenland, Mexico, Iran, Canada, Venezuela, Yemen, Somalia. Now Ecuador is being added to the list. That's 9. We are, in fact, I might be forgetting some. We're probably already in double digits, warmongering with that many fucking countries. So everybody do me a favor. Anybody who ever told you or pretended for even a second that Trump might be anti-war, fucking disregard everything they say from now until fucking forever. Anybody who pretended, like Kamala or Biden, like they were bigger warmongers than Trump and MAGA, just don't ever listen to anything they say ever again. These are liars. These are con men. These are frauds. These are charlatans. Either that or they don't know fucking dick and they're the biggest morons and idiots in the country. Either way, fucking dismiss them. Trump was never anti-war. We knew that from his first term. But this right here is unlike anything we've ever witnessed. And we've lived through a lot with Bush and Cheney and the Iraq War, etc. We've lived through a lot. This is dusting that, bro. The insane, bloodthirsty, neocon, imperialist, warmongering psychopaths are totally running the show, and it is disturbing to see. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.